For fuck's sake, man. Yo guys, it's your boy, long overdue, a Trim Niren here, and welcome back to FTW. This, of course, is a series where I bring to you the best and more frequently the worst of what football has to offer online and on social media during the course of the last 7 days. I probably need to shorten that down, really. Forget about that. It's been a completely standard week over here. NASA found yet more water on the moon, which has now opened up the question, can he do it on a wet and windy day out in space? No gravity over there, so it's going to take at least twice as long for the likes of Neymar to fall to the floor. Could you imagine moonball, though? There's going to be no cross and inshallah when every cross means that the ball ends up in a different solar system. There'll be no oxygen out there and it'll still be a better atmosphere than the Emirates. Playing football on the literal moon would probably be one of the less weirder things going on in the Premier League right now. Have you seen this table? The top 10 looks like it's been decided by a random number generator. Southampton are 7th. I'm pretty sure they were 19th like 3 days ago. Merseyside is officially the best footballing region in the world.
I'm being serious.
Manchester City are 13th. There's Nigerian 419 emails scam artists that are less fraudulent than Pep Guardiola. West Brom are not in the relegation zone and they've created 3 chances this calendar year. But we start with the least eventful out of all of those things, a 0-0 goalless draw between Chelsea and Manchester United over the weekend in the battle of the PE teachers, the lost and found department derby, the sports college confrontation. I've given Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a lot of flack during the course of this series. But you know what? I think it's time to put Frank Lampard on the fraud watch as well. Probably in excess of £300 million on attacking players, only for them to get dominated by a Fred and Scott McTominay double pivot. There's 2 imposters in this Premier League and this game featured both of them, so get them out of here. New recruit and Chelsea keeper Edouard Mendy had to make 2 very big saves. If this was Kepa, he'd have somehow conceded 3 of them. The only other thing of any sort of note in the game was this unpunished challenge in the area from Harry Maguire on Azpilicueta. Mate, these antics got him locked up in Mykonos. No wonder Donny van der Beek's looking depressed. He left the Netherlands for a WWE membership. Where is VAR in this situation? Why is it not looking at it? What is going on in the VAR room? Aye, mate, did you hear that? The music's too loud, mate. I can't hear what you're saying. Did you hear that just now? It sounded like there was a decision being made. Oh, yeah. Nah, listen. The only sound I can hear is bass, mate. Don't worry. And to make matters worse, during Liverpool's 2-1 victory over Sheffield United in the same weekend, this was given as a penalty, but this wasn't. So Fabinho getting the ball on the edge of the penalty area is a penalty, but a German suplex from Harry Maguire isn't. Lindelof could just people's elbow someone next weekend. See, where Fabinho went wrong, right, is he should have picked up the attacker, flipped him over before eradicating his face into the ground. I know I'm gonna sound bitter and biased. You all know the score by now. I'm a Liverpool fan. What I'll say is, you could argue that the Sheffield United player's foot is on the line of the penalty area, therefore technically it is a pen. If he didn't get the ball, it's literally a clean tackle. I don't understand. Fabinho has literally collected the ball and dashed it in his back pocket. He's got that much of it. Thankfully, we recovered with goals from Jota and a goal from Firmino at home. I'd like to thank my parents for this opportunity. If they didn't pan back in the day, I wouldn't be here. It's not all great news though for Liverpool, as during the midweek in a Champions League 2-0 victory over Midtjylland, Fabinho goes and gets himself injured and is replaced after half an hour. We're now down to playing Reece Williams, a youth academy graduate, in the next couple of games. One more injury in this side and it'll be him and a traffic cone playing at centre-back together. It was worth it though. It was an extremely hard-fought 2-0 victory over an extremely professional Danish side.
So we're about to see that the second Mikel Anderson. Yeah.
Over at the Emirates now, and Leicester City claimed a late victory thanks to a goal from Jamie Vardy off the bench. It continues a run for Gabonese striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang that means he hasn't actually scored a goal since signing his contract renewal with the club.
I'm not going to cuss Aubameyang because he's bagged the goals for us. But take away Aubameyang's goals, he's just a light-skinned Danny Welbeck.
And it also saw the revelation that Jamie Vardy has chat get banged written on his shin pads, which I think is absolutely incredible. Fun fact as well, the water bottle has a 97% mix of vodka and WKD in it. It's poisonous to most people, but he was actually raised from the age of 6 months on Red Bull energy drinks, so it's fine. Manchester City dropped yet more points at the face of West Ham United after drawing 1-1 with the East Londoners. It's another Zoom call. I mean, David Moyes' tactical masterclass here. And we can't forget the role that midfielder Pablo Fornals played in this one. Nah, you know what? Yeah, I've seen the light. Listen, La Liga's better in it. Don't forget about it. Meanwhile, Everton lost their unbeaten record at the hands of Southampton thanks to a 2-0 defeat. No team wants the Premier League anymore. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has returned back to being an ASOS model. James Rodriguez is playing as if his name is actually just James Rodriguez. And after what proved to be a controversial Instagram post from left-back Luca Digne in the face of Richarlison's dangerous tackle on Thiago last week, life came at him pretty quickly this week and he now faces time on the sidelines thanks to a red card suspension. Elsewhere in the Champions League is back again, and it's a chance for the big teams to face off against some European fodder and really bond as a unit. Karim Benzema tells Ferland Mendy not to pass to Vinicius Jr. at half-time. Brother, don't play to him. On my mother's life, he's playing against us. A video came out last night of behind the scenes in the tunnel, basically. Benzema saying that because Vinicius Jr. was playing so badly, Ferland Mendy just shouldn't pass to him down that side. I think it's fair to say this quote from the young Brazilian has not aged very well. Imagine if this kind of thing happened in England. Oh, you see that guy over there, yeah? Yeah, what about him? He asked for the ball. Just tell him to suck his mum. Bayern Munich managed to scrape past Lokomotiv Moscow thanks to goals from Joshua Kimmich and Leon Goretzka. Leon Goretzka. As in Goretzka. You see, because not only did this man score a goal, but his arms are so big that they ripped a hole in his shirt. Are you actually taking the piss? This is live footage of him in training when he goes back from the game. This man's individual muscle fibers have muscles. When he's doing press-ups, he's actually pushing the earth itself downwards before pulling it back towards it. The Big Bang happened because Goretzka told the universe to get a move on, and it felt concerned for its safety. Now over to the Netherlands for some Eredivisie news. No, I'm calling the emergency services. Surely you'd just forfeit the game. Everybody gets sent off, take the 3-0 and the lack of goal difference damage and keep it moving. Poor VVV Venlo lost 13-0 to reigning Eredivisie champions Ajax. Imagine VVV FTV after this. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Robbie, I think we gave them a good game. If I'm being honest, the weather, the grass was pretty long. They actually tweeted that one of their new young signings was coming on off the bench in the 79th minute to make his debut. I'm sure he came on with all the intentions of changing the game given they were already 12-0 down. Would the manager have kept things positive during the half-time interval? I'll be honest with you lads, it's not been an ideal start to this one. Gaffer, it's already 11-0. Can we please just go home? I've got a family to feed. But if we keep our heads down, it's still 0-0. This is still all to play for. Nah, I'm joking. We've actually got an official quote from the manager at half-time here for you. Very interesting to get his thoughts on the scenario. Listen, if only they'd been playing against Spurs, I wouldn't have ruled them out even with 10 minutes to go. Into the Europa League, and Rangers forward Kemar Roof scored one of the single greatest goals you're probably ever gonna see.
To get the ball well away from Alan McGregor, and he has a...
In Germany, and Eintracht Frankfurt were beaten by reigning champions Bayern Munich 5-0. Their response was to say that at least they didn't lose as heavily as Barcelona did to Bayern last season. It's a shithousery award once again for a Bundesliga side. And speaking of Barca, their former president Bartomeu has resigned. I was about to call that an L, but in reality that's a brilliant thing for Barca fans everywhere. Lionel Messi is currently knee sliding across his carpet. He doesn't even care about the pain the carpet burns are gonna cause. Yet another award to his already glowing collection. Hello all, and welcome to The Beautiful Game, the segment where we take a look at the poetic and brilliant side of the game that we love. We are back by popular demand for yet more glorious beauty.
Para jugar en esa posición de extremo derecho, la verdad es que Xavi ha hecho un gran despliegue, no ha podido incidir mucho en ataque, pero ha ayudado mucho a su lateral, luego en una parte del segundo tiempo se ha puesto arriba.
No, what is actually going on here? And that concludes The Beautiful Game. Closer to home, and Spurs are playing Brighton soon. The South Coast side tweeted that they were going to allow fans into the stadium to watch the game on a big screen. So let me get this straight. I can't go to the game to watch it as it's happening live in front of me, but I can go to an equally big stadium with other people to watch it on a screen.
I was just saying about Van Dijk there, I think.
Jose Mourinho is once again making waves in the world of social media. First of all, with an Instagram post showing the sign of the times, being a picture of him after a game with the lads in the changing room, and they're all on their phones. It's actually live scenes of them trying to avoid listening to Harry Kane giving a motivational speech. And then secondly, we've got this one on a plane journey to a Europa League tie, just living his best life. I didn't even realise he was an FTW fan, but big ups himself. Over at Scottish side Inverness now, and they've got technology that traces the whereabouts of the football whilst it's moving about on the pitch, so that there's no need for cameramen in this post-corona era. The problem is, however, it decided to track onto the linesman's head because he's bold, and it thought that was the football. Over at Bradford City now, and we've got this quite astonishing defensive display.
Please God, that give us that leading goal after playing so well in this first dozen minutes of the game. And straight away, we're winning that ball high up in the last third. Sarcevic goes through clean there.
Former Argentine footballing legend Diego Maradona is celebrating his 60th birthday soon. He said that for his birthday, he wants to score against England again, this time with his right hand. And quite frankly, I think that crosses the line. Not that kind of line, Diego. Come on, calm down. It's gonna be all right. I said all right, not all white. Not like this, Diego. Come on. We've got the story of a man who played 18 hours worth of Football Manager whilst his fiance was going into labour in hospital. During a 38-hour-long process, he decided that he was bored, whipped his laptop out and started playing. We've got this interesting technique of keeping the ball at the Copa Libertadores. And over in Norway, we've got the wholesome and very important news, actually, that well-known referee Tom Harold Hagen has come out as gay. People will argue that it doesn't matter about a player or referee's sexual orientation, but it's very important in the modern era. There's not a large amount of representation of that within the game, and people often feel as if they can't do it because of the way football is perceived as manly and they get abused or whatever. So a very brave step from him, and I'm glad that he's done it. Hopefully more can follow in his footsteps moving forward. Now though, it is time for Still 0-0, and you guys know the score by now. This is a segment of the show where I bring to you the best of Sunday League and amateur football. And today we've got a very unusual pitch invader in a game between Tring and Oxy. Those are not real places. What? On to the weird stuff though now. Over in the Brazilian Serie C, one side has been told they'll have to improvise by playing two goalkeepers at the same time because they've run out of players due to positive corona tests. The CBF, one of the governing boards in Brazil, declined Sao Bento's request to have a game postponed because 14 of their players had contracted the virus. So instead, they're going to have to play a goalkeeper up top, and they've only got one reserve goalkeeper as a substitute. Over in the Romanian Romanian third tier. I don't know why Romania always ends up in FTW, but it's clearly just the best nation for football. We've got a goalkeeper scoring a last-minute goal in open play over there. How does this even happen? There's the story of a director at Russian side FC Rostov being sacked because he allowed an erotic photo session to happen in the club stadium. And finally, there is the quite ridiculous story going on in the Netherlands where football matches had been being live streamed in cinemas for people to watch. MVV played a game against Excelsior, but the audience had to be kicked out and away days can no longer happen at this cinema because a man decided to run in naked and streak in front of the screen. You can't make it up. But that is going to be it for football this week, and I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then feel free to slap a like on the video, and of course subscribe if you're new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. It is at @theofficialfng on Twitter and on Insta. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.